Hello students, let's talk about the biopiracy. Before that, we should talk about what is the biotechnology. When you talk about the biotechnology, that really means that you are making some alteration into the gene of the living beings. For example, if you want to make insulin from the E. coli, so you have to incorporate a human gene which produce or responsible for the insulin production into the or incorporate into the body of, or we can say in a genes of the E. coli. Then only it will be represented what we the desired product. So biotechnology is a process or the alteration into the or a genetic manipulation into the bacterial or a virus's cell for the human welfare. Okay, so what is biopiracy? The from the root words bio means life, that is we know that piracy, that is biopiracy literally means the patenting of a life. Genetic material from the plants, animals and the other biological resources that have long been identified and developed are being owned by the companies and manufacturers to the parents. In short, collection of the genetic material are usually taken without the prior consent. So this is actually the you can say the biopiracy points. Okay, so let's move further. Biopiracy is the illegal appropriation. The word illegal is mentioned. Why it is there, we will talk about. Of life, microorganisms, plants, and animals, including the humans and the traditional culture knowledge that accompanies it. It is illegal because, in a violation of the international convention and the corresponding domestic laws, it does not recognize, respect, or adequately compensate the rightful owners of the life form appropriated or a traditional knowledge related to their propagation, use, and the commercial benefits. So, this is a very, very important point we have to understand. So what is the history? Okay, so history is not that much important, but still we should know upon that. In 3500 years ago, Egyptian rulers began the bringing plants home after the military expedition. In the last century, the British Empire instituted regular the plants collection during the voyage of a Beagle. Charles Darwin simply took what interested him and brought it home. So this is actually the story. The royal botanical garden took the rubber trees from the Brazil and plants. So what happening in this case, plants को यहाँ वहां से लेके आ जाना चल रहा था. तो उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, एक स्पीशीज दूसरे स्पीशीज में डेवलप होना स्टार्ट हो गया. एंड हियर देयर इज अ मैनिपुलेशन ऑफ द स्पीशीज हो गया. सी वहां तभी डीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं था, बट क्या हो रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ द इंटरकनेक्शन और वी कैन से द in proper language we can say pass aane se, I mean like there are different species. For example, in pollination, what happens if there is a different plant, different varieties there, we learn in a inheritance. The same happening in this case, because of the presence of the another varieties or species, the plant trying to develop and furthermore, and that leads to the patenting. So here, types of the biopiracy are two types: traditional knowledge and genetic resources biopiracy. So let's talk about the famous cases. These are the some famous cases. In India, there is a neem tree. Madagascar, there is a rosy periwinkle. The rosy periwinkle is very, very important because it's actually help in the cancer treatment. So these are some techniques, or these are some biopiracy cases happen worldwide. In India, it's a neem cases is very, very important. Then why is there is a need to stop the biopiracy? Because of the, see, we have copyright for that, so why we have to need that? Because of the patenting or biological material, the locals of the affected countries would have a less, if not none at all, access to those new development which is possibly their original idea or discovery in the first place. Those who are granted the patent would have an exclusive right to their invention and can therefore raise the prices if they choose to. So, by having the license to do whatever they please, patent owners can also hinder the local production. This can have a large impact on the livelihood of the those concerned, the owners who are normally free to use as much as of crops or produces as they need are banned from the manufacturing such goods. Therefore, if those goods are as a source of income for them, they would lose much of the profit that they usually get. So patent owners can prohibit the farmers from the breeding such plants and animals varieties as well. In doing so, they have also taken away privilege that the indigenous people have rightly earned themselves. As the patent owners benefit from the information and the material that do not actually own, the indigenous people who have long been developing the cultivating these resources get nothing. So this is how actually they work. And patenting क्यों करना चाहिए और biopiracy क्यों रोकना चाहिए, इसका आंसर हमें यहाँ पे मिल रहा है. So do not have the choice unless the knowledge of the material have been proven traditionally and the patent have been cancelled. So what is the action taken against the biopiracy? Bioprotecting contracts are to minimize the detrimental effects of the biopiracy and legalize such traditions. There is a so-called bio prospection contract. So there is a contract sign should be there. Then patent law in the United States, patent law is used to protect the isolated and purified compounds that were newly discovered and invented. A patent is an exclusive right given to the person so that owners will have prohibited the making, using, or selling the invention. One common misunderstanding is that pharmaceutical companies patent the plants they collect, while obtaining a patent on a naturally occurring organisms is not possible. Patent may be taken out on a specific chemical isolated or developed from the plants. So this is how, that is a very very important point that we have think. What is the conclusion? Biopiracy, if not stopped, will continue to erode the biological genetic resources of the developing countries, as well as the denying them fair equated benefit. There is a need to strengthen the policy as well, institutional and the legal framework. ABS legal regimen should be flexible. Use of the capacity building training module on the policy and law biological genetic resources should be there. So this what we have studied from this concept, and biopiracy is an important point, and that is very small point, but it's come in examination, so you have to understand this concept very well.